Thank you very much. Good evening, Harlem. I can't hear you. If I can't hear you, there can be no lottery tonight. Good evening, Harlem. But first, let me apologize to the people who are sitting behind me. Not just that I turn my back to them, but I can assure you, looking at the back of my head is not a pretty sight, so I'm sorry for that, folks. I want to thank all of you, every one of you who's here tonight. I want to thank you because you're here for an important purpose. You're here because you care about your children's education, and you're going to do everything in your power to make sure your children get a great education, and I salute you for that. I think that's a tribute to your values. I think it says to your kids the things that matter to you. And I know every year in every way, you will continue to insist on what's right for your children. You know, it's interesting to me. I want to salute Senator Smith because he knows, you know, he's a soft-spoken guy, but he's taken a lot of arrows over the issue of charter schools. And he stood tall, and he said it ain't about that, it's about parents and choice. And I want to salute Eva Moskowitz. She's doing some of the toughest work that I know, creating great education for kids, setting high standards, and fighting the political fights that are necessary. Let me tell you, she's got a lot of marks on her back. I've seen them, I know it. But you know, in politics and even in the press, they want to make it like, are you for charters or are you for public schools? You know, because that's about adults and politics. When you come to parents, you know what they want to know? They want to know is that a great school for their children. Parents don't want to know whether it's PS or Charter X. Parents want to know, well, my kid's going to get a shot at the American dream, or are they going to get shut out from that opportunity because they didn't get the education that those kids need and deserve. So don't tell me, look, I'm the chancellor of all the schools, and I want every school to succeed. But there are two principles that I promise you I will fight for as long as I am the chancellor. The first is not the politicians, not anybody. You folks decide what's best for your kids. You will make those decisions right. Because you got one interest. See that little girl jumping up and down in a blue shirt? What's that young girl's name? Right there. All right, that young girl, that's why her mother's here tonight, right? She ain't looking to get elected to office. She ain't raising money. She's doing what's right for her children. And whether it's a public or a charter school, she wants the best school. And the second principle, those schools that work, whether it's public or charter, we're going to do more of them. And those schools that don't work, we're going to shut them down. Because we're not going to let our kids get dead-ended. So let's put the politics behind us. I want to end with a quote that means so much to me. It really does. It was written by a friend of mine. His name is Arnie Duncan. I've known this man for 7 years. He was the superintendent or the chancellor in Chicago. We were buddies, we were colleagues, we were professionals together. Barack Obama had the great wisdom to make this man Secretary of Education. And he's a real fighter and a champion for children. Yesterday he wrote in a newspaper, in an op-ed, here's what he said. He said, when parents recognize which schools are failing to educate their children, they will demand more effective options for their kids. Listen to this line. They won't care whether they are charters, non-charters, or some other model. They want what's best for their kids. As President Barack Obama has called for, states should eliminate restrictions that limit the growth of excellent charter schools. And I leave you with one thought. I wish every one of you tonight could get the choice you want for your child. But 6 or 7 or 8 years ago, before the mayor took on this fight with the help of Malcolm and Eve and other people, there was no Harlem success in Harlem. There was almost no charters or no choice in Harlem. It's been a long road, but you owe something more, not just to your children, but to every child in this community, indeed every child in this city. You have got to walk forth tonight and let every politician and every adult know that you are going to fight for choice, fight for excellent schools, and that 55 years after Brown versus Board, New York City is going to make a reality out of a promise that we haven't lived up to. 55 years ago, we promised every child an equal educational opportunity. That's happening now in Harlem. We're not there yet, but all of us marching shoulder to shoulder, just like Martin Luther King Jr. taught us, marching shoulder to shoulder, we will make education a right, an equitable right for all children. So remember, let everybody know what's happening in Harlem, going to happen all over the city. Thank you, good luck, God bless you, and God bless America.